Hello, Travell Henry again. Just want to take a couple of minutes just to speak to you about a couple of interesting phone calls I've had today regarding risk assessments linked to training, i.e. training during COVID-19. And the point really I want to come to is that these phone calls are centered around the fact that in some instances people have been advised, training advisors, that if they conduct training, I'm more linking it to practical skills training rather than just the theory element of the training. So if they conduct practical skills training, then the people who are assessing their training will want to see copies of their risk assessments, post the training, in some instances prior to the training being carried out. And really the points I want to come to is that, well, a couple of things really. One is, okay, so whilst these people would want to see the risk assessments aligned to the training, the people who are assessing or accrediting the training, but I suppose at the minute, from the discussions I've had today, I'm kind of struggling to see the tangible link between, okay, the conducting a course which has specific learning outcomes and assessment criteria, and having carried out the course, then they've already done a risk assessment at the venue to make sure it's not only fit for purpose, but it's COVID-19 compliant. And then the people who are reviewing the assessments and doing the accreditation and certification award now want to see copies of that risk assessment, and I'm not quite seeing the tangible link between the two. Yeah. Additionally, and it's more of an objective question, if the people looking at the risk assessments are qualified and competent persons, not only around the conducting of a risk assessment, but linked to the fact that this risk assessment needs to be viewed in the eyes of the people who are assessing in line with the training that's been carried out, then are they qualified and a competent person around the practical skills training that has been conducted? Because if they haven't got sufficient qualifications, experience and knowledge of the practical skills that have been carried out, then I've kind of failed to see how they can actually then assess that process, and B, more importantly, the tangible link to the risk assessment, having enough impact on how the course was run. Because if this risk assessment then goes up to the awarding organisation, that accrediting process, and they're not happy with the risk assessment, then for me it kind of implies then they may not process the qualification to go out to the learners who've undertaken that training. So my question really is I'd appreciate your views then on somebody who's conducted an element of practical skills training, and then as part of that accreditation being signed off, the risk assessment has to be in place and acknowledged and agreed by the awarding organisation. I'd appreciate your views on that. I certainly have the view and the opinion, and I'm not saying the people that aren't qualified and competent persons, but I'm not quite seeing the link between a risk assessment for a venue for training to take place, how it tangibly links to the accreditation of a process which outside of COVID-19 there wouldn't be the requirement for this additional training during COVID-19. Okay, excuse the English there, but factually that's what it boils down to. But please, I'd welcome your comments. Please leave them below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Goodbye.